Bro, you won't believe how much these ride-sharing companies were trying to charge me to go to work this morning. Stay tuned. It's story time. Hi, what's up, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok? You already know what time it is. It's your boy, Sir Ron, or AKA,
Get the hit, ho. I'm in your window.
You guys just watching from the window.
Innuendo. If you don't get it, we
In your window.
But if you with it, when it's finished, in the
Innuendo.
and let's go. Look, I'm back at it like a bad habit with another video for you guys. Listen, first and foremost, I'm waking up for work, right? So got my alarm set, everything is situated, you know. I'm like, okay, cool. Let me get up, shower, prep myself. It's early too, because I had to be to work at like 7:40. So I'm prepared for today. It's like freaking 5:30, 5:40. Brush my teeth, yada yada yada. Let me get dressed. I'm gonna hurry up and check one of the ride sharing apps and schedule for me a trip, you know. And one of the things I want to say too is that you should always, depending on how many ride sharing apps you have where you live at, check all of them. You have them all downloaded, you check all of them. For me currently, it's Uber, Lyft, and Empower. I think it's Empower. Either way, Uber, Lyft, and Empower. So I got those three. See which one is going to be better price. You don't assume that one is going to be better than the other prices. You check all of them. I've had people sit there and try to tell me, you know, Lyft is cheaper than Uber. I've heard that back in the day. That is not always the case. I've got a lot more deals that I can remember from Uber than Lyft. It's not always the case, but a lot of times when I'm assuming, and you shouldn't assume because that makes an ass out of yourself, that Lyft was going to be cheaper than Uber, and I go to Lyft first, and I'm like, that's a crazy price, but it's probably better than Uber. I go to Uber, and Uber is like $10 less. I'm like, shit, what do you think you're going to pick when you pick the price that's cheaper? So I go and I check. The first one I check, actually, funny enough, was Lyft. You know, a lot of times in the morning, Uber's been cheaper, but I go through each app, you know. I'm like, okay, cool. Tell me why Lyft was damn near, I think the lowest was probably $100 freaking dollars.
What?
Right? The highest, no lie, $200, bro.
$200, bro. Correct!
$200, bro. $200 for me to get from point A to point B. And okay, you must be thinking, okay, where is he going to? California? Egypt? I'm about to fly a fucking plane ticket to get to work, right?
What the fuck is going on?
So I'm only going by like 34 minutes away depending on traffic. So it's not, if you ever travel 30 minutes or caught an Uber 30 minutes, how much do you normally pay? $30, $40? You're like, damn, that's a lot of money, right? That's probably gas money you could give somebody, $30, $40, right? Do you think I would be paying $200 flipping dollars to get to work?
Not a great plan.
9 to 5 jobs, you working like an 8-hour shift for the most part. You're not making $200 a day, and even if you did, they're gonna take about $100 out of taxes. So a day worth of paycheck to get to work is crazy to me. It is crazy to me. It ain't no flipping way, bro. I'm not about to sit there and do that. I mean, then for what? And then I gotta come back home too. I still had to come back home. This was just a trip to work. I gotta go back home. So I'm supposed to take a trip to work for $200 freaking dollars. $200? Bro, I wasn't even feeling good. My stomach was hurting today. So I was like, you know, a lot of people, we don't feel good. We like, okay, I just rough it up. We maybe see how the day goes. If you gotta go home early, it's starting to get worse. We don't take care of ourselves. Whatever. I try not to call out. This job is kind of weird anyway, so I don't even know what happens if I call out. You know, when you call out, first of all, you got the 60 or 90 days when you first start. But also, this is one of those jobs that give you points for when you're late and when you call out. I am not about to spend $200 flipping dollars. If that was my only option, bro, bro, if your only option to get to work and it costs the same as a day's worth of pay, so you're gonna spend a day's worth of pay and then make a day's worth of pay, wouldn't it make sense to just not go to work? I'm waiting to get paid on Friday anyway, but even if I had all that money, I wasn't about to spend about $200. So okay, skip Lyft. I go into Uber and Empire. or whatever, right? They're cheaper. They're a whole lot cheaper than $200. But I think Lyft, the high, I think it was like 40, 50, 60, a range of that maybe. In Empire at the time, Empower, I think it's Empower. I don't know why I keep saying Empire.
Called Empire.
Empower was unavailable, I believe. I think it was too early. Maybe it wasn't enough drivers. I heard that's a new ride sharing app. Okay, cool. So we have Uber and Lyft as my two choices for the most part. Whatever, right? Bro, I'm not about to, like, it just was, I think it was still $50 for me to get to work. It was either 50 or 40. And then I was like, okay, I can catch the train. On the weekends, the bus does not run out to my job, apparently. The bus that's in my area. I have to sit there and Uber to a train station to get to work since the bus isn't going to run in this area. I'm about to go ahead and see what time the train runs. The train that I needed to catch today was saying 8 o'clock. So I was either going to not show up or I was going to be late. The problem is I still had to pay a good portion of money to get to the train station. I had to spend money when you go through the little train things. Long story short, I feel like it was just too much going on today, and I already wasn't feeling good. So I just, it was too much, and I wanted to preserve my money so I can still prep myself coming into this week, like $50 in my pocket or some shit. But if I'm spending almost that whole 50 on one day, what's gonna happen when the week comes around? I ain't gonna be able to either get on the train or the bus to go to work. And that's that. Like, I'm gonna utilize one day to mess me up for 3 days, and then that's how you get to asking people for money, and I don't like to do that. And I decided to have me a day of rest where I can breathe. It's Resurrection Day already. Happy Sunday, you already know. So the day of rest, you know, Jesus took a day of rest, I had to take a day of rest. It's been your boy in the window, man. I'll catch you guys in the next one, man. Peace.
I'm in your window.